Gee, Nick, how'd the podcast go? Well, and we're back. So today
the Imperial Command has allowed Nick to enter the building.
It's gonna be like the THX sound. It's just that.
And I'm with Nick now.
Hey, I'm Marcus.
I'm Atrax.
And I'm Nick.
We are working class nerds.
Cue the intro. That's right, we are Working Class Nerds, the podcast that gives you no information about your favorite information.
Today is Thursday, December 21st, 2023, and you can find this 228 Almost Christmas podcast on Apple Podcasts, Buzzsprout, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio, and anywhere else you can find a podcast in the galaxy far, far away.
You can also find every single Working Class Nerds episode on YouTube. Just search for the Working Class Nerds podcast or go to youtube.com/@workingclassnerds. Click on playlist, click on Working Class Nerds, and boom! Every single episode, past and present, right there, right at your fingertips, ready for your listening pleasure.
You can watch many people spam the You Died emote Tuesdays, Saturdays, and Sunday nights at kick.com/MarcusB814 and multi-streaming to twitch.tv/MarcusB814 with ads.
You can also watch me play video games Friday nights at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, twitch.tv/A_Atrax.
And if you listen closely, you can hear the whispers on the wind of my last stream. I don't know, I was trying to say something funny in that spot.
Selective whispers.
Selective whispers, exactly.
You can find us all on the social media. I am at MarcusB814.
I am at Atrax_A.
And I'm at Nick Vern. That's NICKVR. And in this week's episode, we are live and we're talking about holiday traditions. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Sweaters, that is. But first, Atrax, what's up? And what have you been up to?
Wait.
Yeah.
My Darth Vader ugly sweater has to be the best one ever. Just going to say it.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
All right.
I couldn't. It would have been gone.
Yeah.
That thought.
No,
And I just wanted to interrupt right away.
Right away.
Yeah,
I had to get it out of the way. Now I'm
you
good.
have to.
Get somebody
it's
out there.
tradition at this point.
It's tradition.
Somebody
Yeah.
out there is taking a sip of something or checking off a box on a bingo card for Working Class Nerds bingo.
Absolutely.
Marcus interrupts somebody.
That's a shot of eggnog.
Oh, see, I might do some spicy eggnog. I don't typically.
Dude,
but...
I can't stand eggnog. It's nasty. I'm not gonna
Oh, see,
lie.
I like eggnog as like a dessert.
Gentlemen,
Yes?
this right here is an eggnog latte.
Oh, those are good.
Okay.
But not with oat milk.
Fair enough. What
You
is
took
that?
some
I
home?
can't see what it is.
Yeah, I took a 4-pack with me the other day. Not last night.
What
That
is it?
motherfucker.
Oh, yeah. He's going to get more.
What
You better.
is it?
Oh, this I'll talk about after the break.
Okay.
But it's
This is
Yule Fuel.
Yeah.
It's a holiday beer.
Yule Fuel. All right.
Yule Fuel.
Well,
It's what's in the Tiki Lorian.
what's also holiday themed is the Steam sale.
Let's
Let's go.
go.
Holiday Steam sale. That's my favorite besides the summer sale.
Buying all the games all year. Right now, I've already bought Half-Life Alyx, Dirt Rally 2.0, Grip Combat Racing, American Truck Simulator. Yeah, I had them
Wow.
all on my wish list, and so as soon as the Steam sale was on this morning, I was like, "Oh, awesome, great, insta buy,
Insta buy.
Click.
Can't wait to play the games this weekend. That's one game a day,
Dude, like
Awesome.
the Half-Life Alyx, I really want to play because like Half-Life is amazing. Like we talked about that a week or two ago. that's like the game. Like, I don't know, just the whole, like the setting of that game is just awesome. And it's like creepy, but it's not creepy. You know what I mean? It's got like a creepy vibe. But that, if I played a VR game, that would be the first one I play.
Yeah.
Oh,
it is.
Yeah. Did you talk about your new gadget?
Dude, that's old news, Nick.
All right. Well,
Nick,
sorry.
You were in Imperial prison.
It was. Yeah. It's been a fiscal year. Okay.
Also, proof that you don't even bother to listen to the show when you're not.
No, he
on.
doesn't. No, dude. TK427 doesn't allow him to. He's only
like,
allowed to listen. He's only allowed to
to
listen to whatever she wants to listen to.
If I can be in the top 8 listeners on Spotify, you can too, Nick.
All right, I'll step my game up. I think I was in. I did. It came. Working Class Nerds came up on my Spotify Wrapped, but I don't remember the stats.
I had like 1,100 minutes, I think, for Working Class Nerds.
Wow.
I listen to my podcast on Apple just because that's where I started listening to my podcast.
Yeah.
And Spotify isn't, well, it's because I have an Apple phone. When you're using Spotify and like you turn off, like you get out of the app and you like double click your headphones to turn it on, it doesn't automatically start for me. Like I actually have to open up the app again. Like I have to open up the window and then it'll start. It's weird.
Update your phone or something because mine does that all. It'll.
But do you pay for the subscription
to Spotify?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably why I don't.
Oh, you listen to ads in between a podcast?
Yeah.
Oh,
I fast forward.
Terrible.
Yeah, that's awful.
But I listen on Apple, and Apple doesn't have ads.
That's just terrible. I pay for YouTube Premium too.
You pay for it with the phone, because they cost 2 of your arms and half of your kidneys.
Well, dude, Stone the Stone Troll.
What's the Stone Troll?
What?
Oh, from Elden Ring?
Yeah. It cost me 2 of my arms and my kidney. Many times. Anyway.
So Steam games, tons of sales. I mean, there's always holiday sales, which really, that's my favorite holiday tradition. I really don't care about any of the other stuff. I just like game sales. And the Oculus had a sale. When I got my headset, it came with a $30 credit. So I've just been saving that until the inevitable holiday sale because I saw that it hadn't happened yet. And there is Anyway, there's an episodic Vader series. It's called Vader Immortal.
Dude, it's legit.
Episode. Yeah. So that's on sale, and I swooped it. I'm going to be playing that tonight as soon as I clear. I've been clearing out my room a lot more to create more VR space. So, it's going to be another room reorganization. I think I've got 2 desktops, PCs I have to find out how to organize next to my desk somehow so I can have all the wires and everything hooked up. You know what I mean?
The credit, was it for the Meta Store or was it for Steam?
It was for the Meta Store.
Okay.
So
not too shabby.
No.
Yeah, it was great.
Quick sidebar, Atrax, speaking of your room, it made me look in the background. What is that glowing lamp behind you?
It's a Tetris lamp.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'll try and do it real quick, but I can rearrange the pieces and they'll glow again.
Oh. So for the people just listening, you're definitely missing out. Go to twitch.tv/MarcusB814 or kick.com/MarcusB814.
Go to Kick, it's better.
Yeah. It's a lamp with each piece is different colors. Now Atrax is moving around so that they all light up again once you connect them so that electricity requires connections, of course.
I love lamp.
Thanks, Brick. Brick, you killed a guy.
With a trident.
There you go.
Probably lay low for a while. Thank you. That is awesome.
Right?
That's very cool.
You can apparently buy more than one set and connect them all together. But
gotta catch them all.
Gotta catch them all.
So epic. Before you move on, I just want to touch on this, the Steam sale. So the autumn sale is like the kickstart for me to persuade myself that I'm going to buy a game. So every day I check it and I'm like, oh, I want to play this game. Oh, I want to play that game. Oh, I want to play that game. But I don't buy anything.
Yeah.
But every year I wait until like when's the sale over? January 2nd or something this
4th,
year?
I think.
Okay, the 4th. I'll wait until like the 3rd at midnight and go, fuck, I didn't buy a game, and then I'll get the games I want.
Fair enough.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. I'm really excited. I'm going to call it out here. During the autumn sale, Atrax got me Gal Guardians.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to play that for a little while on Saturday night. So I want to cordially invite you, both of you, to do that.
Yeah.
But I know Atrax was probably like 50-50. And
no, I'm down.
Nick will be
Saturday.
like 1% yes, 99% no.
This Saturday?
I have it
Yeah.
installed.
That's unlikely.
Oh, I do too.
No, I'm occupado Saturday.
Not enough PTO.
Not a chance.
So what
No, I have a
what
family
games do you
party.
have? What games do you have in your cart ready to go that you're going to be like, at midnight? Oh, I didn't buy a game. What is that going to be for this winter sale?
I'm going to tell you right now. Well, it's not. So it's not in my cart yet. There's a couple Dawn of War games I want to buy. So I never played Dawn of War 3 because I played the fuck out of Dawn of War 2, which I really liked. It's
Is that
$7.
Warhammer?
Yeah, it's Warhammer.
Okay.
Dead Cells is a game I played and I got the special edition for the PlayStation 4, I think it was, but it's on sale for $12. I'm going to get that. I really want Dirt 5. Dirt 5. I love those car racing games, the Dirt series. I really
If you get a Dirt game, you should get Dirt Rally 2.0, and then I can race against you when I'm in my VR thing and you're just on your controller.
All right. Mass Effect Legendary Edition is $5.99.
Ooh.
Right?
Isn't that on
Really?
Game Pass, though?
Dude, it's $6 on $6. Like,
All
it's a
right, fair
$6.
enough.
You know what I mean? It's a $6 game.
Double check, though. That might be one of the games you have to download a launcher for, because isn't
Well,
it
yeah, I
EA?
have Origin.
Oh, okay.
EA sucks ass.
Yeah.
I was going to get the wrestling game, but
Wrestler Quest?
no, WWE 2K23.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not gonna because I'm gonna get it for the PlayStation 5. I'll explain that in a little bit. But and then there's one that was on the Edge, which I don't know, like the Sekiro game.
Oh, dude, Sekiro.
It's the hardest of all of the FromSoft games, but it's on sale for 50% off. But I'm deep in the bush right now in Elden Ring. So anyway, so there's a bunch of games that I'm going to get, but most of the games are like $20 and less. Like I'm legit going to spend $30 and I'm going to get 5 games.
Yeah.
Because 2024 is a new year and I'm going to get into that.
Yeah. Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, by the way, which is a insanely good game. $10.
Yeah. Oh,
lots of sales.
The other thing too is all of a sudden, I think I clicked something to allow like graphic content. Now I'm getting like all these like anime porn games that are advertised to me on Steam.
That's
Really?
funny.
Yes.
Well,
Must
that's
be
because
something
you have
searched recently, yeah.
or something you have downloaded.
Or something
I went
that
in the
downloaded.
settings.
Oh, it could be Gal Guardians. I don't know.
No, I
maybe.
went in the settings and it said allow adult content. And I was like, I'm not a fucking baby.
Oh,
Well, you know why?
That's
I guess
why then.
So supposedly some of those games, a lot of those games are like some of the most downloaded on Steam or something like that. But they're like
Well, yeah,
high, they
That
don't
doesn't
show those
surprise
numbers
me.
kind of thing.
right. That
I'm
doesn't
trying to-
surprise me.
Yeah, me neither.
So it might not be that it's like specifically tailored to you, but if you like enable
Hold
that to
on.
pop up, then it's ding 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 ding.
Oh, here's one.
Right.
The Arrogant Kaiju Princess and the Detective Servant.
Kaiju
Seems
princess,
legit.
like giant monster kaiju.
No, she just, you don't even want to know. Like,
Oh,
so,
right.
Anyway,
wait, yeah.
also,
Thank
hold
you,
on, hold
Atrax.
on.
This
Wait,
winter
wait,
season-
wait.
Meanwhile, back on the ranch.
this winter season, Guild Wars 2 is having a big sale, like always, which is wonderful. $50 for the entire game up until the current expansion, which is not on sale, which is understandable. It only came out a few months ago, I think back in August. But half off for the entire saga. So, like I said, everything in the game, all the content up until the most recent expansion. So you can get the entire game, including the most recent expansion, for $75.
That's a really good deal. So that you're saying the newest expansion is on sale for $25?
No, the base version of the new expansion, which comes with everything. The deluxe and ultra editions just come with like cosmetic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the base edition is $25.
Oh, I see.
So the base edition plus the, and then they also, or plus the, plus the, was it not End of Dragons, Grand Dragon Pack or something. I forget what it's called. $50 plus the $25, $75, at least in the US.
$1 million.
There's also a bunch of cosmetic stuff on sale. There's mounts on sale. There's in the game, there's a lot of account upgrades. So you can get player slots. You can get mutual inventory slots. You can get extra bag slots for your characters, all sorts of stuff. Just quality of life, really. Not really gameplay breaking or anything. It's just, like I said, quality of life stuff. All of that is on sale. I know a lot of people in the community love Guild Wars 2. I love Guild Wars 2. So go check it out. That is also on sale until January 4th. So
I love Guild Wars 2.
'Tis the season to spend money.
To be
Marcus.
jolly, fa la 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 la.
Wait, what's your favorite Christmas song? Go.
Frosty the Snowman.
Atrax?
I don't know. I don't really have one, I guess.
I don't really either now that I think about it. But
yeah, I was going to say.
I'm going to go with, actually.
Up
you
on
know
the
what?
housetop,
No. I've got
reindeer
it.
paws. Out comes good old Santa Claus.
It's
down
Merry
through the
Christmas.
chimney with lots of toys. All for the
Okay,
little
Marcus,
ones'
we've heard it.
Christmas
Thank
Yeah,
joys.
we get it.
Ho, ho, ho.
Oh, my God.
Who wouldn't go?
Atrax, what's your favorite?
I was going to say, Merry Christmas, Kiss My Ass by All Time Low.
What the fuck?
I actually like
that's a great Christmas song.
DMX's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Okay.
Oh my God.
There you go.
I'm pretty sure that's an acapella
The
too. and
theme
it's
song
terrible.
to Die Hard. I don't know.
The theme song to Die Hard.
Let's go.
Oh, man.
It's not
Good
a
times.
Christmas movie. Yeah, it is. It's a Christmas movie.
It's funny.
I'm gonna go with it's the most wonderful time of the year by Andy Williams, which sounds a little something like this.
We're going to get DMCA
It's
for it.
the most
What if I only
wonderful
play 7
time
seconds?
of the year. We know what it is, Nick.
Of the year.
Yeah.
It's a
I
wonderful
only played
time.
6 seconds.
Which, if you ask
YouTube.
me, I actually hate this time of year because it's cold and there's a ton of like ice and snow out. Nobody knows how to drive, and
Oh my God.
you know what I mean.
Yeah, there was like 4 accidents I saw today on the highway. All I did was go to work and then go get my hair cut. And yeah, there's an accident when I was leaving work in one chunk of the highway. There's an accident when I was coming back for my haircut in a different chunk. That was a 4-car pileup where the two middle just rear-ended each other because the traffic stopped and people are idiots and didn't pay attention. Yeah. I've noticed the past few days driving around that there's way more traffic and lots of people just doing stupid stuff, not realizing that their exit's right there and having to careening over 3 lanes of traffic. You know what I mean? That type of just bad driver stuff.
It's not a wonderful time of the year. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a warm weather person, so I don't. But I get why some people really like it, and sometimes the snow is really nice. It can be nice to walk outside and the snow is falling and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. This week also, I was elected a member of the Counter-Strike Confederation Media Committee.
Well, that's cool.
That's pretty exciting for the upcoming season. I will be helping out with things like videos and podcasting and stuff like that. So it'll be cool to amp up the involvement and also add to the content creation of the CSC.
Hell yeah, that's a big achievement, man. I clicked the clapping media sound. There it goes.
There it is. There it goes. Thank you. Thank you.
So when can we expect some of the CSC to come on this wonderful podcast?
Oh, yeah.
That is a great question that I am currently working on.
That's a great answer. Thanks, Musco.
You're welcome.
Hey, speaking of Musco answers, Marcus, when is a certain someone that we both kind of, well, I don't really know. You know him, I don't, that I want to come on the show. Have you thought about
after
that?
the holidays.
That makes sense. Okay. And that's all I'll say about that because nothing's official yet.
There it is. Anyway, so my work's just really begun. I put my application in a while ago. I got the role this week so I could see like the staff chats and all the different projects that are going on and whatnot. I'm already involved in a couple that I don't know if I can talk about them or not, so I'm just going to not. There's also currently a poll about the match times that they're asking like everybody in the CSC about. So if they switch off of Tuesday, Thursday and go to like maybe Monday, Wednesday,
that'd be
then
fantastic.
I could actually play on a team and also be part of the media committee. So that would be really cool too.
Yeah, it would be epic. Yeah, get lobbying over there.
Right. No, that's what I'm starting. I'm starting a lobby.
Nice.
But yeah, it'll be a good time. Either way, it's a lot of fun to be more involved in Counter-Strike and really start creating a lot more content for it, even if it's just assisting for now. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And season 13 of the Counter-Strike Confederation is going to be wonderful. If you haven't already, go search for it. Google it, Counter-Strike Confederation. I think it's csconfederation.com. There's the website. You can join the Discord, all that cool stuff.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
In Game of the Year news, we've reached that time, and we have our guest speaker, Nick, on the show this week, finally.
God
so he
damn
can
it.
talk about his Game of the Year, as was mentioned, I think, 3-4 episodes ago, something like that.
Yeah, I think 3.
Which he said, if you didn't hear, his Game of the Year was The Witcher 3, which it was a lot of fun watching you play.
Except he made a critical mistake.
What?
Why?
Oh, I know what he did. Yeah, he did. That's a good point.
Wait. Let's hear it. What mistake did I make?
I'll give you one. Should we let him guess once?
He knows what it is.
I know what it is. I want you to say it.
No, it's the mistake that shall not be named because it's that bad.
You know what's crazy? I didn't make a mistake. I knew what was right in my heart and soul, and that was the correct choice. And also, TK427,
and then he slipped and hit the wrong button.
No, I was gonna pick Yen from the beginning, 100%. Even looks wise, I think I like Yen better. Anyways,
I guess that playthrough was doomed for the start.
Yeah, rip.
Anyway,
I mean, lore-wise,
despite that, it was kind of fun watching you play the game.
All right.
So, anyway, to talk about his Game of the Year, Witcher 3, take it away, Nick.
Woot woot. Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, there's supposed to be a sound happening right now, but
crickets.
It's just loading.
That's what's happening. Crickets.
There it goes. Why isn't the cheering one work? It's just
because nobody's cheering because you made such bad mistakes in the game.
It's just buffering. But you know what's funny? I just thought about it. Like TK427 definitely resembles Yennefer.
Oh my god.
Which is kind of funny. How that panned out.
Hilarious.
Oh
That's
my
so
god.
funny, Nick.
Oh, we got to clip that. Somebody clip that and send it to
goodness.
TK427. He's getting more brownie points.
Yeah.
Right. Well, anyways,
we need like the 80s laugh track. The woo.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Meanwhile, back on the ranch.
Oh.
Anyways, as I was saying, The Witcher 3 is on. Is this an ad on your Twitch account? Is that what?
Hell yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay. I'm like, why is my screen lighting up over here? Okay. The Witcher 3. So, wait, what game is that again? Is that the one with the swords and stuff? I'm just kidding. The Witcher 3, the reason that was my game of the year, I was looking back at my Steam comes out with that like Steam Wrapped thing similar to Spotify now.
Yeah.
It's definitely bugged because it said I only had like 8 or 10 playthroughs of The Witcher 3 in 2023. I'm like, there's no way that's true. And then I had a bunch of I bet a lot of those Witcher 3 playthroughs just like didn't register on that because I definitely played that game the most. But yeah, I think the biggest thing for me that made The Witcher 3 stand out was the quests and side quests. Like, excuse me, a lot of games have a lot of side quests. Like Starfield's a good example of that, but a lot of them are just empty feeling and like they don't always feel super rewarding. It's a lot of fetch quests, and I hate like procedurally generated quests where it's like, oh, just go to insert dungeon here and kill these insert enemy type here, like because they took over this area for the villager or whatever. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's not fulfilling. I felt like almost every quest, or like more often than not in The Witcher 3, even like a random side quest, it tied back into the main story, or it had some like really interesting and engaging like moral decision for you to have to make that made the quest like really interesting. Because I found myself a lot of times like playing through it one way and then being like, oh, I didn't really like that, and then saving and then going back and playing through it a different way and being like, well, that was even worse. What the fuck? And then so you pick the lesser of the two evils. But that makes for a really engaging game in a way that a lot of other RPGs, I don't know, they don't do that, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that made The Witcher 3 stand out. That on top of the fact of how big the game is and how much content there is in it. I think I heard a quote somewhere that said something to the effect of, I think it was accredited to the CD Projekt Red people, that they figured out that there's a 40-second time period between before people start getting bored in like an open world RPG, where you have to put content every 40 seconds. Like no matter what direction you go, you got to be able to hit something within 40 seconds.
Yeah,
and
if
like,
you drew like a radius around a spot. Like
yeah,
I can really respect that, because when I was on Hoth in SWTOR,
yeah, there's just
before you had quick travel points, like, dude, some of the spaces between areas, like, I know you're trying to show the size of a planet, but it was like, oh, I'm here. Okay, let's play.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. SWTOR was bad for that, but I feel like MMOs in general do that. That was just like a thing of that time period, 2010ish. But
yeah.
In The Witcher though, you find stuff. It felt not only like, are there things to find every 40 seconds or within that golden window. The things that you find are very rewarding. Like it's a monster quest, it's a contract, or it's some engaging thing with a villager, or some like I forgot the religion's name with the fire, some eternal fire priest like preaching something, or like a lot of those things, the random things that you'd see on the side of the road too, have continuity later in the game. So like if you say you have like an eternal fire priest with like 3 people watching him preach, and then you come back like as you progress the story and time goes on, now he's got a crowd of 20 people, and then you progress as the story goes on, and he goes, now he's saying like they need to start burning the sorceresses, and then time goes on, and in the same square where he was only preaching to 3 people, now you've got 2 big stakes where they're burning witches, which is like that's really cool for something that's just something you would walk by normally, you know?
Yeah,
it makes, I think the biggest thing, one of the most important factors of a good single player action RPG to me is the immersion factor, and like little things like that with the questing being so engaging, and the atmosphere, like things I would call that atmospheric things, like stuff that you would walk by and see, that all pulls you in to be immersed in the game. And like I like fantasy stuff too, like that world. Like I like Lord of the Rings stuff as well, but I think of the two genres, I think I almost prefer like a sci-fi or a Fallout's like post-apocalyptic type of setting. But despite that, The Witcher 3 really pulled me in more than any other game that I think I've ever played. So that's why that was my game of the year. It was like a lot of video games are easy to clock time in, but like The Witcher 3, every time I like stopped playing after like a long session, I'm like, I didn't want to stop playing. It's like,
Right.
It's 2 a.m. I need to go to bed. And it was like a logical decision, never an emotional decision. You know, like
Right.
Call of Duty, you can play for 2 hours. Usually I'm good for like 45 minutes of like multiplayer, but like if you're like really into it, whatever, you're having a couple good matches, and then it's like the 2 hour range comes around and you're like, all right, how many times am I going to shoot this guy with this gun or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
So like you're emotionally, I find I'm like emotionally not in it anymore. So with The Witcher 3, I never felt like that. I was always like, oh, I want to keep going. But I'm like, all right, logic takes over. It's like, no, I need to go do this thing, or I need to go to bed or whatever. Or I got to go record a podcast. I have to remember several times I did that.
You have to ask permission for TK427 to use the bathroom.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
That
Dude,
sort of stuff.
This is going to be brutal. I said that. I gave him a
It's been
forewarning.
a while, Nick. We've been saving it up.
All right, fair enough. But I think I don't want to drone on too much about The Witcher 3, but it's an amazing game. If you've never played it, you should. And I also realized in when you first texted about this, I don't think I ever finished playing. I don't think I started playing the Blood and Wine DLC, which is like 40 hours or something of gameplay or more. So like I still have more to go back and play, so I'm probably going to do that this year. My next 2 games that I'm gonna dive into are The Witcher 3 and then one other game that I will mention in my section of the week. But Atrax and/or who's going next? Is it Marcus or is it Atrax?
Well, I technically still had more to say, but I also want to add, I wasn't paying attention, admittedly, but it got a next-gen upgrade, Witcher 3. Is that what you just said?
No, it got.
Okay,
I did. It
It
got the
did
next
get
gen
a next-gen upgrade. So if
before
you
I started
buy
playing it.
Right. So if you buy it and you play it, I mean, it was free, so, it's available to everyone. You could have used it. But still, next-gen graphical update, it looks amazing.
Yeah,
Nick, you got it at the end. Towards the end of you playing it, it came out. Yeah, you did.
Well,
I remember you updated
didn't
it.
play with it.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you
did.
That came out before I started playing it.
No, it was like partly through it. You were hours into that game.
No, I had already been playing it when that came out. I'm sorry, opposite. That came out before I started playing it.
Oh,
because I remember being like, that's what sparked me to play that game. I remember hearing about like them getting a next gen update, and I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe I should play The Witcher 3. And then I'm pretty sure I saw that on like the Angry Joe news episode that 1 week, and was like, you know what? Maybe I should play The Witcher 3. And then I looked into it, and bing, bang, boom, there it was.
All right.
Atrax, what else you got going on?
So the last thing I forgot to put in a bullet point is I have challenged myself because of Marcus' Elden Ring talk over the course of the last couple of weeks, and because he started playing the game. I've challenged myself to beat the game and finally get to what I consider the best boss fight in gaming. And it's only to me personally.
Which
sure
boss
it falls short on a lot of lists. It is the boss fight Sister Frida and Father Ariandel, although it's technically just the Sister Frida fight. But it's in the DLC Ashes of Ariandel. The boss fight, like, it has 3 phases. The first phase, you start off and the stage is like kind of small, and she has her unique moves. Then phase 2, Father Ariendo gets involved, smashes a bunch of crap around, and the stage expands. And you're like, oh, dang, now you have a bunch of room. You fight the 2 of them, you beat them both, and then it looks like you actually beat the boss fight.
Mm-hmm.
Gives you the little screen and everything, so you're like, oh, dang, I actually beat it. Nope, psych, phase 3. And then it's phase 3. And the music is just amazing. Yeah, and then you like fight. Then in phase 3, you fight Frida with the powers of both of them. And she's just super aggro. And The music in
Oh my
the
gosh.
boss fight is just, it's so good, and the lore behind it, and it is my favorite boss fight of all time. Sometimes I'll just listen to the music.
But you've never done it.
But I've never done it, and I've never even beat Dark Souls 3 to get close. So now I am on a mission. I have played, I believe, 14 hours. I streamed all 14 hours. I'll be streaming it tomorrow night. I'll be streaming it Saturday if I don't beat it. Like, this weekend, I'm devoted to beating it and to making it there. I was at a boss fight the other night that took me an hour or two. Champion Gundyr, which is a pain for a lot of people. I'm not going to bother with the Nameless King. I'm just going to beat the game, and I'm going to go straight into the Ashes of Ariandel DLC and go for the Sister Frida fight. So we're on our way. We're well on our way.
Woo woo.
So
Let's
with
go.
that, Marcus, what you been up to, man?
So I just want to say, for the amount of shit that Atrax has talked to me about my terrible play of Elden Ring, it's really satisfying to watch him suck as much as I do at Dark Souls 3. All right? Like, I realize that I suck at the game, but everybody sucks at the game until you learn the dance.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Atrax was fighting the other night, and
Champion
he
Gundyr,
was
yeah.
fucking his day up. And every time Atrax died, I was typing in chat, ha 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 ha, you suck less. You died.
Marcus was having a
Rip
good
that guy.
night.
I was enjoying watching this stream because the amount of shit that he talks to me about Elden Ring, it was just like, it was nice to be able to like reciprocate the love, because it's all love, right? Like, but
It's
at the
fun,
same
yeah.
time, when he beat it, like, I was losing my mind in chat. I actually messaged, I was talking to Feta, Mr. Frozen Cheddar, and we were talking via text, and I was like, dude, you got to get in Atrax's stream. He's getting his fucking ass kicked. He comes in and he starts talking shit too. It was fucking fantastic.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
the Dark Souls experience right there.
Right. And, you know,
Get good.
Mhm.
yeah, but it shows again. Atrax is a really good video game player where I'm terrible at these type of games. Well, I'm learning. But the point I'm trying to make is I'm terrible at these games, and Atrax is really good at these games, but this game humbled him for an hour. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it might take me 5 hours to beat that boss, or maybe not. But the point is this is where I'm going to go into Elden Ring in like my 2024 coming up. There was a moment this boss had about an eighth of his health left. Let's say 10 hits, right? Atrax had 5 more hits to go, and he went to like stab his sword. Dude, it missed him by his little tiny fucking mustache hair. Like, legit, dude. I was like, oh, fuck, he almost just died. And he dodged it and hit him, and he beat the boss. But, like, it shows, like, this close to beating it or this close to dying. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yep.
And his health, if he hit him one more
1
time,
HP.
Atrax was done. Yeah,
Yep,
he had
it
1
was,
HP.
It was literally like I had no health left, no Estus flask left, and I was such low HP that any attack from him would one-shot me. Like, it didn't matter what. It could be his weakest attack. I would have died.
Jesus.
Oh, it was so intense. Good times,
So-
though.
right.
Yeah, that's awesome. Those are
And-
the best.
Yes. Or when like when you're raiding in SWTOR, I'm going to use that as an example, and everybody's dead and the boss needs 1 more hit or 2 more hits, and it could be a healer, it could be a DPS, or it could be a tank alive, and they hit the boss
Mhm.
without dying, or they kill the boss and then they die, but you clear it. It's just, it doesn't matter. A win is a win. So moving into me, I haven't found a game I love like Elden Ring since I found SWTOR, since I found Destiny. Destiny is really stale to me right now.
Mhm.
I feel like the content itself is good, but I think they've catered so much to the elite players that they've made the regular content, seasonal content, harder for no reason. And more like strenuous content, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it's not as enjoyable as it was.
Do you think it's like artificial difficulty where things they just have more health? They're just
and they do more damage. And here comes here comes the pro players who are going to tell me to get good, which I understand. Right. Skill issue, as Duft would say, and which I completely understand. But what I liked about the seasonal content is like you could go in with your buddies and shoot the shit for the night, and there's no frustration. Now you're going into the seasonal content, and in order to like get all the loot, you have to go into like this crazy ass tier of content, which is actually really hard.
Yeah.
And for me, that's not seasonal content for me. That's end game content. You know what I mean? Yeah. But they're appealing to the top 0.1% of the players or the top 5% of the players who are like, this game is too easy. It's easy. But like regular people are like, this shit's hard. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's just my view. Like dungeons should be hard. Raids should be hard. Grandmaster strikes or flashpoints in Otherworld in SWTOR or something, those are meant to be hard. But like regular everyday seasonal content, I don't think should be as hard as it is. It's not meant for that, in my opinion. And again, this is that I don't know how to say it. It's just not. It's not super appealing, but my biggest concern with a single player game for me has always been I am a social gamer. I love being social with people the whole time I'm doing it, but playing Elden Ring is almost like it's a multiplayer game for me because I can be in Discord chatting with everybody while playing it or being on stream chatting with the people that are chatting with me. It's almost like I'm playing a multiplayer game, and there's not a lot of dialogue. I'll give an example of like Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is all dialogue, right?
Yeah.
Or Starfield is all dialogue. Where Elden Ring...
Starfield is all loading screens. But
Starfield has gotten a lot of hate lately.
It's because people are like playing through it and realizing how shitty it is.
And then
you get over the hump of like, oh, but that's the game. Ooh, I can get loot. And then you're like, wait, this is really annoying. Wait, this is also really annoying. Wait, why didn't they do this better? Why is this empty? Yeah.
I have to go on this sidebar too because I've been watching a lot of like Asmongold videos and just videos in general about this. Yeah. A lot of the Bethesda devs too, or at least game developers for Starfield have been like backlashing at the community too. Of like,
yeah, they're like,
you paid for the game, and if you didn't like the way this system is, like that's just the way the game is. You don't get it. Like this is how the game is. This is what you're telling me that space isn't fun, just empty space. When people, I saw it was like a tweet from a developer, and it was like, when people landed on the moon, they weren't doing anything there. It was just space, like empty stuff, and it's like, well. We're not astronauts. We're freaking gamers. We've been exploring space for centuries, bro. Come on.
Right. Empty space is not fun. It's the possibility of finding cool things in space that is fun.
Exactly. There's supposed to be cool stuff to find, not just empty nothingness.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to walk around a planet for 4 hours and mine for uranium.
Right.
But there's like 3 spots of uranium in the entire planet.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, when you land your ship on the planet, you can't actually travel the whole planet. You're instanced to like a mile radius of wherever you landed. And then you have to try and land at a different spot. Don't get me started. There's a lot of good stuff about that game, but there's a lot of bad stuff too. That's just like, it makes you do the old palm to forehead. But anyways.
Meanwhile, back on the ranch.
Marcus, I didn't mean to cut you off. Where were you?
Well, I don't know.
About Elden Ring. and
Oh,
Destiny and
so
the
the thing about Elden Ring that I'm liking is I'm clearly learning a little bit more. Like Atrax, you've been there more, right?
Yeah.
I'm clearly getting like 0.25% better than I was 6 hours ago playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm still getting fucked up by regular soldiers, but believe it or not, I'm starting to not getting fucked up by these guys. And I'm starting to understand mechanics and all this stuff. So the point is, I want to play more. Like, and believe it or not, Atrax is going to laugh. Like, my YouTube Shorts is all Elden Ring videos right now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And
well, you've sent me so many that I'm getting them recommended now.
okay, so all right, so it's not just me, right? So the point is,
it's because of you,
right? The last time I was in,
time out. It is definitely just you, because the only reason Atrax is getting them is because of you.
I didn't get them until I started clicking on the links you sent me, and they're all Elden Ring.
Exactly.
So I'm like the last time I played it, I found like a soldier and I was trying to parry and I did one parry out of like 50. Like I actually did it and I stabbed the guy and I was like, let's go. Ah, I did it. But like, I'm watching these videos of like just timing and like the biggest thing is I'm learning that I'm dodging when like they're raising up their hand and they're starting to come down. But what you really need to do is like when it's you need to watch their hand for when it's like about to impact. That's when you roll.
It's like the last second.
Right. And it's the same thing with parrying. And then this last stream, I killed 2 stone giants that are like these giant stone guys, which I know they're regular enemies out in the world, but like that's a big deal for me, right? Like, and I didn't die. And then I beat 2 caves, 3 caves in a stream, and like, no, 2 caves. I beat 2 caves, bosses. One was some really quick, like ninja guy. I don't know what it was. His health was low. Like the first hit I hit him, I did like a quarter of his health. I don't know what the guy's name was. Okay. And then I was trying to beat this stone troll, back when I played this back in March, and I couldn't beat this guy. But then watching these YouTube shorts, they're like, hey, if you go in the thing and you're fighting these, fight them with a blunt object. I'm like, why? So I went in the cave with this blunt object. I had to move some stuff around to like make it so like my stats were a little bit okay. But I did that and I was annihilating all the enemies where like my sword would do no damage. So I fought this stone troll with this blunt object and I fucking won. And I was like, oh my God. I like the excitement you get when you beat a boss that you earn. What's that happens when it releases in your head? Dopamine?
Dopamine and endorphins.
Yeah. And honestly,
like honestly, hey?
Honestly, I can tell you that like that game is awesome. And what's cool is I haven't played a game with such a big map like this in so long that like I'm just going on my waypoint. I'm like, oh, this spot looks cool. And I set a waypoint and I go there. And I start like exploring. And then like I find this like, he looks like a bowl of soup guy he's got hands and his name's Alex. And he's like, hit me in the ass. So I hit him in the ass. He's like, no, you got to hit me harder in the ass because he's like stuck in a hole.
Oh, okay.
And like, so I finally get this guy out and now he's talking to me, but he told me when you're over here by this castle in this land, I'll see you there and I'll help you. And you're like, all right, this guy's going to help me with something.
That's cool.
But then I meet this other guy and he's like, we need to rid this land of dragons. I'm like, dragons? And like the game is super cryptic about how they talk about things. So I went to where this dragon was. I pulled aggro on the dragon fucked me up. And I went back to that guy and he's like,
Shocker.
You fucking idiot. Why are you doing that? And then I went back to the dragon And then there was a spot where I could summon that guy to help me with the dragon. So like
that NPC?
Yes. And like he came and I thought it was going to be way easier. It wasn't. I still got my fucking ass kicked by the dragon. So
yeah.
So like Marcus versus Dragon, not yet.
Yeah.
Right.
But I was coming and it was like it said, you're being invaded. You're being invaded. And like the screen is flashing. And all of a sudden this like red silhouette, he looked like he was like a Sith Lord, like radiating, or like a Super Saiyan radiating.
Yeah.
And this guy came at me and he fucking stabbed me. And I was like, oh shit, this guy means business.
Yeah, it was a PvP.
Player, an enemy.
That was a player?
Yes.
Yeah. If you had online enabled, then it was an enemy player and you got invaded. Or you ran into one of the areas where it was like an NPC.
I can't imagine that it was a player because I won.
Oh, okay.
It was an NPC.
It was probably an NPC. They do have those, but it's like the same thing for getting invaded by a player. But
okay, well, I was invaded by a NPC, and he was red, and like I freaked out, but like I stayed calm, and I beat him. Like he fucked me up a little bit, but like I beat him, and it was such a cool like. The reward for winning in that game is high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like reward in Destiny is just like,
There's reward in Destiny?
If you get the exotic of the, you know what I mean? It's a reward, but like half the time you don't get it. You know what I mean?
Most of the time, yeah.
So long story short is I'm loving that game. And my pledge to 24 is... The final shape is coming out in June. Until then, I'm only going to be playing Destiny unless I have like a raid night with friends on a weekend, like once in a while. It's Tuesday nights, like straight up. I want to play Elden Ring, and then when I'm done with Elden Ring, I want to play Sekiro or I want to play Dark Souls 1 remastered. Like, I might have found a game that I love.
Yeah,
that doesn't require other people.
Yeah, absolutely.
If that makes any sense.
Totally.
Yeah. And that's why, like, with Elden Ring, I don't have to be playing a multiplayer to play it because I have Stream and Discord. Like, I was in Discord hanging out with all the guys, and I was streaming, but like I didn't even need to stream because we were all shooting the shit while I was playing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just have to hear me go, ooh, ow, fuck, ooh. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or horse stance. Anyway.
That's from karate. Or is it
karate.
Ryan in karate or taekwondo?
Karate, son.
Karate.
Shaolin.
I don't know. I mean, I barely
Shaolin is what the Wu-Tang is.
Okay.
Ooh. Anyways, Tuesday night there was a new exotic mission for Destiny, which was actually a pretty rad mission.
Okay.
But it wasn't super hard. It was just a great mission. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't have crazy artificial difficulty. Like, the mechanics were good. The boss hit hard, but a boss should hit hard. But it wasn't so hard that it was like frustrating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Makes
It was
sense.
just an enjoyable quest. And this time it's a bow, and I'm not a big bow guy, but the bow is actually a really good weapon. So they gave an exotic that's actually overpowered right now. So that's pretty cool. The last thing for me is Steam sales. And I was actually hoping that all of the FromSoftware games were going to be on sale because that's what I was going to buy this holiday season, but they're not.
I'm surprised, honestly.
And I watched this video ranking all of the FromSoftware Souls-like kind of games, and like easiest to hardest, and they actually say Sekiro is the hardest one out of them all.
Yeah, that's what they claim.
Wait,
That's what a lot of
you
people
beat
claim.
Sekiro though, right?
Yeah. So, like, to me, Sekiro is not the hardest, but that's because I naturally find the more aggressive, fast play style better than like Dark Souls, because like Dark Souls is just you dodge enough and you have the iframes and then you attack in your small windows. Whereas Sekiro is a little bit more like attacking and deflecting, and then the dodging is very rare, and there's no stamina bar, so you're not, it's you're more involved. There's more going on. There's more action and stuff like that. I don't know. I personally just found it easier as opposed to, and you also didn't have to level up stats. You're just like picking skills. Oh, I want this skill. I want that skill. I want this skill, and then you just pick them, as opposed to Dark Souls, you're worrying about like stats and numbers and, oh, does this do more damage and I gotta upgrade this weapon, or do I upgrade this weapon, or do I switch to this one, or
Right.
I don't know. All that
Makes
was just
sense.
gone. But I agree that I think because Sekiro is quote unquote simpler in that you only have the one type of play style, then the need for getting good at that play style and the intricacy for how high the skill ceiling is like, like the last boss took me 7 hours to beat,
And that's you.
and that's
Jesus,
me.
7 hours?
Yeah, 7 hours. It took one
Wait,
full stream, and I stopped streaming, and then I started streaming like 2 days later, and then I beat him like halfway through that stream.
Oh, wow.
But that's what I'm like excited about. It's like nightmare and hard mode rating
It's insane.
by myself.
And then you go like later because you beat it and your phone is blowing up with all of these different videos and stuff. Then you watch
Mhm.
people do the same boss that you just spent
Oh.
7 to 8 hours on, and they take 0 damage and they don't even
Yeah.
parry or anything. They're just walking around like no dodges. They're just, ting ting, insta stab, kill. Boss is dead in like 3 minutes. You're just like, okay, well.
But
I
here's
suck.
the thing. But those people probably have done that boss fight 1,000 times.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I see people, I was watching this streamer on Kick, I forget the guy's name, and he did the randomizer where every enemy in the game was Millennia, whatever the fuck her name is.
Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah. Melania, I think.
Yeah. Like that's the mod he chose. And I'm like, dude, why the fuck would you do that to yourself? He's like, to get good at fighting her,
Right.
Anyways, so Nick hasn't been here in like a year.
Okay.
So, hey, everybody, prepare for domestication. Nick, what have you been up to?
Well, that was a little bit cheating because you can see my first bullet point, but I went on a trip to Boston last week. That's why I wasn't on the show with Taylor, aka TK427. That was fun and wholesome. We went to like some of the winter markets up there, the SOA Open Market, and then Snowport over in Seaport.
What's a market?
It's like a craft fair kind of deal. With
Is it a market?
It's a market.
All
It's
right,
Because
definitely
it's
more.
in Boston.
Yeah, definitely more of a
Fast
market.
and Mac.
Yeah. We didn't go to Boston Market. Sucks ass. Don't ever eat there. But Market Basket's pretty okay. It's a grocery store. No, that was fun. That was it. That was cool. We went to the North End. We hit up a speakeasy also. The North End for dinner, I should say, and cannolis at Modern Pastry, which is
fucking terrible.
Which is way better than Mike's. Okay, Modern over Mike's, which is a
Never.
controversial opinion, but I'm sticking to it. I like their cannolis way better, and yeah, that's that. That was fun. We had a nice time, had a nice dinner, had a nice, awesome breakfast too. If you're ever in a city, apparently this place is in DC also. It's called Trattay, like a latte with a T, Tate. How the fuck, Trattay? I forgot you say it. Whatever. Anyways, look it up. Breakfast spot. I'm gonna look it up right now. I'll be Jamie and Joe at the same time.
Wow.
Yep, it's Tate. Tatte. It is epic. Like absolutely epic breakfast food. It's a kind of fancy. It's like they have every type of pastry and baked good you could possibly ask for, and like wicked good breakfast sandwiches. I know I have a couple locations in Boston and they have a couple locations in DC also. But if you have a Tate near you, check it out. That's where we got breakfast Friday morning. We went Thursday and Friday, just when we were in Boston. And we just happened to pick that spot, and it was right across the street from the market we were going to. So
The market.
The market, yeah. We got there about 10 a.m. and the market opened at 11. So we were like finishing up breakfast stuff. It was like 10:45, and then we saw that like people had started lining up to get in there because there can be like a 2-hour wait on the weekends for that place. And it was awesome.
It's a whole lot of domestication.
Yeah, yes, it was. Also, last weekend, Mama Mo, aka my mom's birthday, was on Wednesday, but we celebrated it on Saturday. So we had a nice dinner at Acapulco's, her favorite Mexican restaurant, and had a couple of margaritas. And then Taylor and I went to a Christmas party that one of her friends, another couple, was throwing down in closer to where the Death Star's parked. And that was fun as well, although I did definitely have way too many margaritas because I had 2 margaritas with dinner. And then I gave Taylor's friend, also named Taylor, my recipe for like bulk margaritas, which is very strong. And then I proceeded to have 6 more of those over the course of the evening.
Wow.
And
8 margaritas?
On top of 2 pudding shots, because she made these like sugar cookie pudding and then like regular fudge pudding shots, like Jello shots, but they were pudding shots. And
Wait,
I was
like pudding, like
you kind of got to slurp it. It's really awkward to do as a shot.
That's
it was kind of stupid.
Interesting.
Yes. Yeah, instead of Jello
I've
shots, they
never
made it
heard
with
of that.
pudding.
Wouldn't it curdle the pudding or something? Like I feel like it would make it weird.
And it was very strong. Let me tell you, I was like, this is like vodka gel with a hint of the vanilla flavor. I was like, Jesus.
Night.
Yeah. But no, it was fun. My morning the next morning was not, although Liquid IV helped me a lot. And I went to paintball with my used the Twister LV2, new paintball marker, if you will. And I also played a whole legitimate video game this week. I played some God of War Ragnarok on my PS5, which is pretty sweet. The DLC release, like I don't know if you saw, but they released a DLC.
Yeah, Valhalla.
Yeah, for God of War Ragnarok this recently, I think earlier this month, and that inspired me to play it because I'm like I haven't had I was basically realizing I'm not super into Starfield and losing my like Steam, no pun intended, to play that. And then I was like, all right, so what else do I want to play? And I was like, oh yeah, I have God of War Ragnarok that I haven't finished. And then I saw that the DLC was coming out, and I was like, oh, perfect, that's what I'm going to start playing. But yeah, I'll be playing more of that, and you can hear more about it soon.
I actually have a question about God of War.
Okay.
So first thing is, are the controls like the right trigger and right bumper like your attacks? And like left is block, left trigger is block. Is it that kind of? And like B is roll.
Yeah, pretty much exactly. And then like L1 is like look to throw stuff, and I forget the exact controls, but yeah,
it's that type of combat.
Yeah. It's okay. It's like you can like lock on, and then like you hold your shield up to block, and that.
It's almost like Elden Ring is.
Yeah, similar.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, definitely similar to that.
And how does Imperial Command feel about you spending time playing video games?
Imperial Command completely approves video game play 100%. Because Imperial Command plays their own. I heard that, by the way, the barking spiders in your office behind you.
Now, what I'm saying is...
Imperial Command plays her own games.
Yeah, but what happens when there's a Hallmark Christmas movie on and she wants to watch it?
No, there's designated game. It's not really that. It's more like, oh, we're prepping some other thing for this joint thing we're going to, and then like, oh, I mean, it's not when it's downtime. She's down for whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna hang out and fuck around on my phone and watch you play a game and or whatever. Or she's going to play a game also herself. Like she's big into like The Sims and like these Nancy Drew games. And
Nancy, we should get her. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
Where in the world
There you
is
go.
Carmen Sandiego? Yeah, that would be
Or
fun.
Leisure Suit Larry.
Yeah, she might like that one a little less.
Well, but back to Starfield. Well, so clearly you're not into Starfield and you love Bethesda, right? So
100%.
If you're not into Starfield, then clearly it's not
bad.
that good.
It's bad.
It's not. There's a lot of good stuff, but there's a lot of bad stuff. There's a lot of just like quality of life things that are terrible. Like the number of loading screens, and like you lose so much immersion because your only way to travel is fast travel. So like you just fast travel to a point. You fast travel, like you go to land on a planet. Well, you click the spot you want to land, and then it's a loading screen, and then you go into a building and it's a loading screen. Then you go to a different star system and it's a loading screen. It's like there's no like sense of big world or something. It's not like in The Witcher 3 you can fast travel, but like you run everywhere first. Like you get on your horse and you can ride to this place because it's a big land. You lose all of that when you have to like, it's not, the grav jumping is not bad, but it's bad when you have these big long loading screens in between. You know what I mean? Where it's like
absolutely.
you also, it sucks when you lose the immersion when like you can't just like fly at a planet and then go land on it. Like you can fly forever. You'll just fly through the planet before you have to like click the button to say like open the planet map and select where to land to actually land.
I see.
So like it's very disconnected. On top of the fact, there's a lot wrong with
Do you think
Starfield,
they can
but
fix it?
No. I mean, that stuff, no, because that's core to like how the game is set up. You know what I mean? And I think that's just probably, if I had to guess, probably a limitation of that engine that they're using, which is the same engine from I don't even know when, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay.
So yeah, that's you know, the RPG elements of that of Starfield's pretty good, but the plot's pretty good. I like how they incorporated the sort of New Game Plus into the plot of the story, which is interesting. I thought that was all engaging. My big gripes with Starfield are all like quality of life stuff, but what?
Nothing.
Are you reading the chat?
Yeah, I was reading Mal. Thank you, Mal. We agree.
Yeah, there's a lot of shitting on me in the chat, and it's all very funny. Thank you, everybody. Rayu, Mal, Emrys, Roth, everybody. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. Guys' night on Wednesday was the first time we actually had guys' night in a couple of months. I feel like it was like a long time.
Like 6 weeks.
6 weeks, something like that. It was awesome. I enjoyed that a lot. We didn't even watch anything in particular. We just hung. Oh, we watched. Actually, no, that's not true. We watched Rudolph and then Frosty, just like while we were talking. Yeah.
Well, it's nice to just chill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Once in a while, it's just nice to just chill, and it's before the holiday, and we're all like, I know as the days get closer, like I'm actually really excited that Christmas this year falls on a Sunday, Monday, because I have Monday off, but it's like most of the time, like Christmas Eve is on a Wednesday and Christmas is on a Thursday. So like you're grinding all the way up to Christmas Eve. And then,
that sucks.
You know what I mean? And you like have to like, you get into it where when you're, when it's on the weekend like this, it kind of like extends it a little bit.
Yeah. I agree. It's a lot nicer.
Like
when
next year is the best ever. When Christmas is on a Tuesday, that's the best Christmas possible because you get Friday afternoon, Saturday, Sunday, Christmas Eve is Monday, which you're not going to work. And then bam, Christmas Day is Tuesday. That's a fucking legit holiday weekend.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know, I'm taking Monday and Wednesday off.
Who isn't?
Yeah.
And if I can't get it off, I'm just going to call out.
You're going to have the flu.
Yep.
I think I have COVID. And then you're like, oh, I tested negative, but I didn't get the results until...
I got a bad case of the peppermint candy cane.
I have a really bad case of pretendinitis.
Pretendinitis.
That's fantastic. That is awesome. I'm going to use that. So yeah, guys' night was great. I've also, like, just yesterday into today, I've been listening to Critical Role, or like watching Critical Role on YouTube.
Oh yeah,
those voice actors all playing Dungeons and Dragons. It's fucking awesome.
It is.
That's really nice because they're all voice actors and they're all in character, so like you don't have to watch it. It's mostly listening, so like it's nice. It's almost like a podcast. Like you can just have it on and like be doing other stuff, and like you get engaged in the story, and they're like the shenanigans that they're doing, the characters are doing, the players are doing. And then, or you get like chunks where the DM is just describing something that's really cool. So that is awesome, but it really makes me want to play Dungeons and Dragons now. I actually messaged our friend Joey Feta, aka Frozen Cheddar, about it today. I was like, next time you're putting that together, I would like to get involved.
The problem
is the time.
Yes, like I love D&D. Yeah. I love that style of play. But you have to have time in order to do it.
Yeah, I'm surprised you don't just play Baldur's Gate 3.
I know.
It's on sale right now.
I would definitely enjoy playing Baldur's Gate 3, but I would only enjoy it if I played in a party of people consistently. The same people.
Let's do it.
Well, I don't have time. That's the issue. I don't have like a chunk of time. That's the reason I can't stream. It's just I don't have time besides Thursday nights to like actually like week to week be able to be like, yes, I can play consistently this time period.
You hear that, everybody? The podcast time is his only time left. TK427 has officially taken up
God.
every other amount of time. Imperial mandate.
Oh, dude, there's no question. His nose
called?
is buried in there, like following her around. She's got the cookie. No, he's like a training dog. She keeps the cookies in her pocket, and he just follows her around like, come on, give me the cookie. Come on. Those That's Imperial funny. Dog milk bones are legit.
What's it called when like the government takes control of the entire country?
Welfare?
Communism?
Oh, martial law.
Martial law, that's what it is. Imperial martial law has been declared on his time.
He's only allowed to play video games if she has other things to do. And he's only allowed to talk to his friends when she has something else to do.
Your curfew is from 8:30 p.m. Thursday Eastern.
Yeah, he's only free Thursdays from 5:15 p.m. till 11:30, because if not, the Imperial ISB shows up.
He doesn't get swatted. The Imperial stormtroopers just come bolting through the door.
But I guess I deserve that. But anyways.
But you're right about back to the Critical Role. I've listened to the Critical Role, and you're right.
Same.
It's almost like listening to an audio book or something, because if you listen to it from the beginning, and it could be like, I'm going to call it like a 5-episode show of going through this campaign, and you're just listening to it, and the DM's like, you're walking down this alley and there's 15 trash cans spread out, but some of them are spilt over, and it looks like there's some things in the trash cans.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And like the descriptions are crazy. Like he didn't just say these two people were talking. I remember this phrase stuck out to me. It was like, as you're experiencing this exchange of words, and I was like, you're listening to two people talk as they're talking, but that's way more like. I think it was as you're witnessing this exchange of words, blank 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 happens, and I was like, that's so cool to be like, it just sets the scene way better than my stupid simple language would have described it.
Yeah,
it's cool. Matt Mercer does an awesome job. But also, shout out to Atrax. Atrax bought me a game on Steam a while ago, earlier this month.
During the autumn sale.
Yes, indeed. Dragon's Dogma, Dark Arisen. It looks like an awesome action RPG that is totally up my alley. And I will absolutely be playing in the winter months to come.
And...
did you say Dragon Dogma's 2? Oh, no, Dragon Dogma.
2. So the reason I gifted you the first one...
yes.
A, it was $5, so it's like, oh, great. And 2, like you said, right up your alley, kind of Witcher style, single action.
Yeah.
ARPG, all that good stuff. But, like Marcus just said, Dragon's Dogma 2 comes out soon. Ooh. And that game looks really good. So I figured, let's get Nick on that train. Let's see where it goes. Maybe it'll make for some great working class nerds content. I'm always on that content train, man. I think about games like that all the time.
Hell yeah. Speaking of content creation and communities, Marcus, what do we have going on in AIE news?
So Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern, mandatory fun night in Star Wars: The Old Republic, where the fun is mandatory, but attendance is not. Also at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesdays is the Destiny 2 Clan Night. Come join us for all the fun as we do fun things throughout the season, and we usually, not always, but usually we end the night with a private PvP match with all of us clanmates, because it's just great to just try to kill Duff. And that's always fun. Then the last thing I'm going to mention is Saturday nights in AIE is Saturday Night Lotro. It's Lord of the Rings Online, which is an older MMO, but the story is amazing. And it's run by Mei Lung, good friend of us, good friend of the show. And he runs that. I think it starts at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, which is, he's from the Central Time Zone, which is not the real time zone, but he is always around Saturday nights. And if all this sounds fun to you, go to aie-guild.org, go to the top right hand corner of the website, click on Discord, get in there, click on one of the games that we play, join that part of the division or the division of the community, and ask for a guild invite in the games, because we would love to have you. But now that Nick is back.
Yeah, whoa, we get to ask him, don't we, Marcus?
What?
Do you have to go to the bathroom, Nick?
I do. So bad, in fact, that I just went while Marcus was talking about
He
AIE
didn't
news.
even wait.
I didn't even wait, but we're still taking a break, so we'll be right back.
My God, what is taking him so goddamn long?
Nick, hurry up, man.
It's all that beer you're drinking. Come on, bro.
Bros before hoes, man.
And we're back. So today we're talking about our top 3, or however many you feel like talking about, holiday traditions. Holiday traditions. What do you got? You got any? Do you do the traditions? Do you do the holidays?
I don't.
What's happening?
I'm the old, people call me the old Scrooge.
Okay.
Who doesn't celebrate holidays because he doesn't believe in them. But I do take advantage of all of the wonderful sales, and I make sure to gift my friends games. And for me, I love the winter break. Like, who doesn't love days off of work to stay home and play video games and not shave or take a shower even, and just play video games and eat food, and the food stacks up on the desk, but you're just gaming away and you don't care. You don't have time to clean your desk. You're just playing video games. You're just grinding it out like a good old-fashioned gamer, 18 hours a day, and then you sleep in your chair and you wake back up and you're ready to game with your Cheeto dust and your Mountain Dew sticky fingers. Yeah, and the glass is completely coated in sticky Mountain Dew, but you don't care. You just keep on gaming. That's my favorite holiday tradition right there. Winter break, 2 weeks of video games.
Wait a minute. So your company shuts down?
Well, no, but we
like
have
school.
I have Monday, Tuesday off. I was mostly talking about school because that's
school
like
break,
my holiday experience. Since I've been an adult, like I said, I take advantage of the days off and I just play video games.
Makes sense.
I'm not like all the major holidays.
What
about you two?
I do have some holiday traditions. It's like, you know, you always have like the Christmas parties with, for me, it's usually both sides of the family, but my parents have a bit, recently their Christmas Eve party is usually with my mom's side of the family, and my parents always host it. And that's evolved into like a bunch of minute to win it style games. So like that, my mom's side of the family always did Yankee Swap anyways. So they had that, and then played like a bunch of card games just like separately. Like you'd have the Crazy Uncles. And then when you were old enough, you like got to try to play. It was Pitch. It was the game, or Setback, some people call it.
Okay.
It was the main game there, but so it was always like games in general, shenanigans was the vibe of that party. Well, and then it was never like a formal dinner sit down. It was always like hors d'oeuvres. So you're just like, you know, talking and moving around. You can like grab a couple meatballs over here, like from the crock pot, and there you grab pigs in a blanket or what. Yeah, that type of, that's the vibe. It's not like a formal Christmas or like holiday event where it's like Thanksgiving, where it's like, all right, we're coming in, we're eating, now we're all sitting down to eat together and blah, blah, blah. And so when my parents started hosting it every year, I don't remember how it started, but it started incorporating these games, like minute to win it style games. Like we have a candy cane scooping tournament.
I remember seeing your Snapchat of that last year.
Yeah, so
that
it's
was cool.
The setup is it's 1v1 each match, if you will, and it's a minute, so it's a minute timer, and you're standing across each other, like a table, and you've got a pile of candy canes, like 50, 60 candy canes, just in a pile in front of both of you, and then on either side of the pile, there's like a coffee can a coffee can for each person, right? What you have to do is you can't use your hands, and you have to take a candy cane and put the candy cane in your mouth. And then use that candy cane that's in your mouth. Obviously, the hook end is facing out to hook the other candy canes from the pile and plop them in your bucket. And whoever hooks the most candy canes into their bucket in a minute wins that match. Then you move on in the tournament.
That's pretty cool.
Fun. And like, meanwhile, my dad has like hockey organ music playing. So it's like, nah, 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 nah. And like, nah, 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 nah. And then people are cheering.
George.
They're like, yeah, let's go. Like everyone stops, doing whatever they're doing and gathers around the table to like watch people go.
Yeah.
And then of course I'm doing obnoxious. I'm the ring, like the master of ceremony. So I'm being like, and up next to the tournament of the candy canes, it's Kathy versus Bree or whatever. You know what I mean? So yeah. I'm like being all obnoxious and it's all
the
fun.
Score is very close. It's 3-3 with only 10 seconds left.
Right. I'm like, oh, Maureen's cheating again. She seems to have used her hand and is hoping Patty won't notice or whatever. But it's like that's fun. And then there's other games too that I'll run through, like describe quickly, like some variation of like object that's hard to unwrap in the middle of the table. Then everyone's gathered around the table and you throw dice. And then if you roll doubles of anything, you get to start unwrapping it. And then like meanwhile the people around the table are grabbing the dice and rolling and see if they get doubles as it goes around. And then if you roll doubles while someone else is unwrapping, then you get to take it from them and start unwrapping it. So they do that with like a saran wrap ball with like starts with like usually the middle is like a Amazon gift card for like $10 or something whatever. It's not nothing crazy. And then it's not
like, about the monetary value,
not at all. It's just the item.
Just about the
like,
fun.
Yeah, and then it's like a bunch of saran wrap. Then it's like a pack of gum. Then it's saran wrap. Then it's a nip. Then it's saran wrap. Then like a $1 scratch ticket. Then it's saran wrap. And then my aunt started doing it a couple years ago. My aunt makes the ball each year. Started doing it where she'll put like sardines in there. So it's like bad ones. So there's like good ones and bad ones.
Okay, yeah.
They're like fermented artichokes or something gross. Just like clearly you're never gonna open it.
Peanuts.
Yeah. Just like gross stuff. Just So that's fun. And then same deal. It's like a present that's like extra taped. Or usually it's like a box within a box within a box. And that variation is you have to try and unwrap it while you have oven mitts on. So you're rolling the dice and you take the oven mitts from somebody, and it's fun. It's all fun. But I enjoy that
is so to me, like that is a fun Christmas event with your family, because when you do shit like that, like the family looks forward to it. And I'm going to give an example.
Yeah.
So that is the opposite of like my Christmas Eve, because my wife's family comes over and it's like you can hear a pin drop because they're not.
Yeah, they're not like lively folks.
Yes, thank you. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's like, the game idea, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to say that, like, it's like there's a stick in your ass. You know what I mean? Like, let's just have some fun instead. You know what I mean? So I get it. So, I'm definitely.
There's always like that slight awkwardness of like, hey, these are people that you pretty much see once a year. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's a lot of the awkward small talk of like, oh, what are you doing? Like when you're in school, it's like, how is school going? How is work going? Like just like stupid shit you don't want to talk about at all. But like,
right. And you're completely eliminating that because everybody's just playing games and you're just being family.
Yeah. And it's just like, yeah, this is awesome, whatever. And like, if that stuff comes out, fine. But it's not like the only content of the evening,
Right. Yep.
And usually my dad and I end up bartending. Yeah, it gets out of control. But I don't even have that on my list of things that are fun. But that is awesome. That's a recent thing, and I definitely enjoy that. I also usually that Christmas Eve at my parents' house translates into like a low key but wholesome. Usually I'll sleep over there. Christmas morning with my mom, dad, sister, and myself. Just like Christmas morning, like wholesome, like come down the stairs type of, like you're a little kid kind of thing. And usually just like my dad will like, they have a French press, like make like a little bit nicer coffee than usual and just like take your time and unwrap your presents together. And that's wholesome. I enjoy that a lot. That's important to me.
I'm actually kind of excited because you're going to understand what absolute torture is very soon. Because when you're with a significant other and their family has been the most important thing to them for their whole life, I would say that's the hardest part as you get more serious with your significant other.
It's like finding the balance.
Oh my God, dude. The Christmas battle is like tough because they have their own traditions and you have yours. And you're like, look, I'm just as an example, right? Like, yeah, like Christmas Eve was never a big thing for my family. So like when she was like, she put her foot down, she's like, Christmas Eve is my family.
No problem. Well, that's what we're doing this year is like Christmas Eve is a big thing for her too. Her dad's side of the family, her dad hosts a thing, and it's all their dad's side of the family, and that's a big shindig for them, and that's like their big thing. And I'm like, okay, well, my big thing is the exact same time, and it's also important. I'm like, I'm seeing you the day before and the day after. Like we can just be separate. It's Christmas Eve. It's not that big a deal.
But as the time goes on, it's going to be a challenge because like
Then you just say, screw it. We're just not going to either of them.
No. Well, yeah, that's the hard part. Yeah, like when
we'll
you have kids and stuff, and it's like, then you got to have the plans change a little. It's
then they come over. Everybody just come to our house.
That's what Marcus does Christmas
Day.
There you
go. Yeah.
Yeah, like my house is open. Like if you're coming for dinner, I just need to know a week before. Like I don't care if you come. Just come. You can eat. You know what I mean?
Is it too early to submit my ticket?
Because like my kids, like I hate. When I was a kid, I remember like getting like I get all these amazing toys. I'll never forget. I got the Ninja Turtles lair, and my mom was like, "Hey, we gotta go." What do you mean? I'm just jamming. Like, wait, I don't want to leave. Right? Oh, we gotta go. We're gonna be gone for the whole day. Let's go. And you're like leaving. You're like, no.
Yeah.
So all your
awesome
toys,
Christmas
and you're like,
toys.
Right, and you're like, this fucking sucks. I don't ever want to do this when I'm an adult, so I don't.
Yeah.
Like I am straight up in pajamas all fucking day on Christmas with my kids.
That's nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's vacation time, like
enjoy
it. 100%.
Right. Yeah.
I like that a lot. Also on my list, I don't mean to just go through mine, but I wrote some bullet points. So I don't precisely recall how it started, but my dad started buying this beer called from kind of far away from where they live. It's like 45 minutes. There's a store that he goes to see. But anyways, this brewery, it's a Great Barrington Brewing Company or something like that in Great Barrington, Massachusetts. And they make a seasonal beer called Yule Fuel. And it's technically a barley wine because it's so strong. It's like 10% alcohol. But it's like almost like a bock where it's like caramely and like really drinkable and like not overly carbonated. And I don't know, it just tastes like Christmassy, spiced in like caramely vibes. It's really good.
Yeah, so for me, it's like a cross of a winter ale and a stout. That's how I taste it.
Yeah. Yeah, not like so many like coffee notes, but like that sweetness that a stout can have.
Yeah,
and it's almost creamy, but not creamy, kind of, sort of. You know what I mean?
Like when you drink it, all you think about is Christmas.
100%, exactly. Yeah.
Like I don't want to drink this in July.
No, definitely not.
Would it last to March? I want to try some.
Probably. I can send you a can or two.
Yeah, we can send you some.
I can
put it right in the mail. I've sent beer all the time.
I can. You just bubble wrap it and zip it. I've used to trade beer in the mail, which is you're technically not supposed to do, by the way, but it can be done. I'll send you some.
Yeah.
100%.
All right. Cool.
I'll send you a 4-pack. It's good.
Well, thank you. There we go.
I don't.
Problem solved.
I don't. I don't know. They don't say have it printed on the can, the alcohol by volume, but it's always between like 9% and 11% in that range.
Dude, you drink 3 of those, you're wasted.
Yeah,
Oh,
Like
I
wasted.
They're 16-ounce cans, and they used to come in these 750 milliliter bottles
I remember that.
with the
Oh, my
the
goodness.
foil tops and then the can. Oh my god, you drank one of those and you were just like,
I drank a whole one in my face and I was slurring.
Yeah, it's like a bottle of wine.
I believe it.
But it tastes way better because it's beer. But it's that's awesome. So Yule Fuel is the name of it, and that is very nostalgic. So anytime the Yule Fuel comes out, it's like it's like a Christmas tradition. Even if you just have one, it's just you got to have a Yule Fuel sometime in that Christmas season. And I think I've had like 6, but I'm drinking one right now. Actually, it's what's in the Tiki Lorian.
All right.
But no, it's fun. I also like Christmas movies leading up to it. That usually gets me in the Christmas spirit. I'll like throw like Elf on or Frosty or Rudolph like we had this year at Guys Night. Usually while I'm doing other things like wrapping presents or something. Yeah, I do like eggnog. It's not like I don't usually like have that on Christmas or in the Christmas celebrations per se, but I definitely have it at some point in the time frame. And then I find myself Scotch is probably my favorite alcohol. Scotch, tequila, and beer are my three faves. But I don't drink a lot of Scotch typically when it's warm out, but like around Christmas time, it's like a family thing. Like my family, my dad's side in particular, like is into Scotch. So that's how I got into it. Like my grandmother had Scotch, like
My grandma.
Marcus's grandma also. But it's
My
the same.
grandma.
So yeah, Marcus says it's his grandma, but she's
My grandma.
his grandma. But anyways, it's the same grandma. Okay, but and there's a lot of like wholesome familyness tied to Scotch for me. That's like comes around Christmas time too. So that's just some stuff I think about when you think of like holiday traditions and like things like that. Not that it's like I specifically need to have that on Christmas, but it's just things that like come about more in that time frame.
Sure.
Of course.
Marcus, how about you? I know you touched upon like staying home is important to you for the kids, you know?
Well, like traditions. So prior to kids, tradition was very different. Now with kids, like being home is number one.
On Christmas Day, right?
Yeah, Christmas Day. But leading up to it, I've always been a jolly person. And I love Christmas because I'm generally a happy person all the time.
Yeah.
And the holidays generally make people happier. Now, if you're a miserable person, you're not going to go from miserable to happy. You're just going to be less miserable and more tolerable, right?
Yeah.
And I find that for the month of December, people are just a little happier because more people around you are happier. So even if, like I said, you're miserable, but like everybody's smiling, it's just a good feeling time. And I love Christmas music because it's feel good music. Yeah. And like right after Thanksgiving, it's Christmas music 24/7 in my shop. And like, that's it. Just because you only get a small piece of it. And the other thing is, as an adult, if you don't like do things to get you in the spirit, you're going to wake up on a Tuesday and you're going to be like, holy fuck, Christmas is Wednesday.
Right.
And
it happened
like
to me, maybe not last year, the year before. Whatever year I lived in Ludlow, I was like not at all in the Christmas spirit. And I was like kind of grumpy. Like I felt like the Grinch.
Right.
You have to like, you have to like be this year I feel way better about it. Cause I did what you're describing. I didn't realize I just cut you off, by the way. Sorry. But I've
never done that before.
Never.
But I'm like, but no, you have to, it's important. Like as you get older, when you're younger, your parents and like school does Christmas stuff, and you're like getting like holiday, whatever, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. I'm saying Christmas because that's what I celebrate, but you're getting Christmas stuff thrown in your face all the time. So you like passively get into the Christmas spirit. Whereas like as an adult, that's not happening as much. You have to kind of seek it out. You got to turn your radio, if you listen to it, to the Christmas music, or click that playlist on Spotify or whatever it is to turn on the Christmas music.
Yeah.
Or like you have to go actively decorate your own house. Your mom doesn't decorate the house and it becomes just Christmassy all of a sudden. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to go do those things yourself actively. And if you don't, you become the Grinch.
Right. And the things for me are that, now like with Christmas, it's about my kids, and you're right. Like they talk, like every day it's something new. Every day it's something new. And it's like one day closer, and it helps you get in that mood. A big tradition for me is on Christmas Day, Star Wars is playing 24/7 on one TV because there's always a Star Wars marathon on something, and that's always on. Another TV can be a Christmas Story, but mostly it's that. My traditions are very like down to earth and wholesome, and by 9:30 in the morning, I have to have a beer
on Christmas.
Oh, there you
yeah.
go. I will add, one of the holiday traditions I always get into, and I've said this already, is buying stuff that's incredibly on sale. One of my friends just sent me a link, and I immediately bought one. Samsung 990 Pro Series M2 solid state drive, right? Like top tier. 2 terabytes, $150.
Wow.
That's a good deal.
That is a good deal.
On sale, normally $290, 48% off.
Damn. Let's go.
So go swoop one of those.
Hell yeah.
I had to throw that in.
Yeah, but mostly for me, the biggest tradition I always had was just being with my grandma.
Yeah.
And, she's one with the Force now. And I live my tradition of the way I did it with my grandma now with my kids.
Yeah.
But can I tell you guys the secret?
Okay.
So last night, before guys' night, I assembled a trampoline for my daughter.
Wait, like a big one?
9 foot by 15 foot rectangle.
Where are you hiding it?
It's in my neighbor's backyard.
What a legend. She's going to see it. Oh, they got a trampoline.
No, she can't see it.
Oh,
so
that's even better.
Right. So Christmas Eve, when the kids go to bed, we're going to move it into the backyard, and there'll be a note somewhere that'll say, hey, why don't you go check out something on the deck?
Right.
She's going to run out, and there's going to be a fucking trampoline in the yard. So my wife said to me tonight, she's like, well, I ain't going out in the cold all morning. I'm like, oh, I know, Carrie, you're going to be able to stay inside and be warm. And she just looks at me, and I'm smiling. She goes, fuck, I'm not. And I was like, oh, why is that? She's like, because you got Ryan a PS5. I'm gaming.
You're winning.
All day.
Let's go.
So
that's awesome.
I ended up getting a crazy deal on a PS5. I was going to buy Nick's, but I found crazy deal. It was a little sketch. Okay. Little sketch. It was some website that I could pay with PayPal, so it was insured, so I allowed it. But the website was sketch. Yeah. But I got the PS5 Spider-Man 2 edition.
Yep.
For $400.
Wow.
Nice.
And
that sounds like it fell off a truck or something.
I was like, fuck, my money was insured. Yeah. I wasn't sure it was showing up, and I had yours as backup.
Yeah.
But it showed up. So anyway, I did that. I got them. So Minecraft only has a PS4 version.
Okay.
But it's backwards compatible. I got him that, and I got him the brand new Sonic game that's like side-scrolling Sonic, and he loves Sonic.
Yeah.
So
he's going to be pumped.
Bro.
Oh, yeah.
Bro.
You won Dad of the Year for sure.
He's going to have no interest in what I got him for Christmas.
Yes, he is. Because you're not giving it to him on Christmas.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Because so you guys know, I was like, Nick, you're not coming over unless TK427's with you for Christmas stuff.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's 100% fair. Because the kids want to meet a real life stormtrooper, and they ask all the time.
I know. I got to get her like an outfit to wear. Like,
but anyways,
it'd be funny if I bought her like an Imperial officer like outfit.
Yeah. Yo, Jep, Merry Christmas. Sorry, I
Marcus, we don't look at chat while we're recording.
Yeah, we're not looking at chat, but I just looked real quick. But anyways, that's it for our holiday traditions. It's time for working class questions.
It's working class questions.
Working class questions is a part of our show where you guys ask us questions and we answer them. Kind of like what we do when we have a guest, and you put them in the Discord, we ask them. So I'm going to start off with the last week's episode from Doritos because we skipped it. We skipped this question last week, and we're going to do rapid fire because we've been doing this for a couple hours. Name one flavor of beer that should never be made.
Watermelon.
Pistachio.
Mayonnaise.
Okay.
Oh, God,
I was not thinking hard enough at that. Oh, that's just awful. Mayonnaise wins. I'm amending my answer to mayonnaise.
You guys try this new Miracle Whip microbrew?
It's non-fat,
dude. Oh,
ugh, terrible. What's our next? Who's our next question from?
It's from Cheese.
And they say,
do you believe the lies on the HoloNet? Sure, why not?
No, I don't, because it's all Imperial propaganda.
oh my God.
Nick puts out Imperial propaganda.
Nick is a part of the propaganda. She's got him hook, line, and sinker into the propaganda.
I don't know what you mean. There is no ISB. That's just rebel propaganda. Rebel scum.
Oh, good times. Quinn wants to know, in general, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
I'll say coffee, but I really like tea. It's hard for me to pick. It depends.
Yeah.
So I like coffee, and there's this local coffee place, and I'm really like, it's like obscenely expensive for a hot coffee. Like immediate Shelburne. All right. So like, it's really good coffee, but it's like a medium coffee is like $3.75. I'm like, for a hot coffee, like, come on, bro. It costs.
Like isn't $3.75?
Starbucks is like $4 for a medium.
No, dude,
coffee.
you get a medium
black coffee.
You get a grande black coffee from Starbucks, like $2.
Yeah.
$2.25. Like, it's obscene.
Dude,
but
the East Coast is so cheap, man.
Well, yeah, dude.
It's legit. It's like $4 for a coffee out here.
Well, yeah, if you get a latte, it's $4 and change.
Yeah, it's just like a regular hot coffee.
Just a black hot coffee is just cheap. Yeah.
Yeah. So where we but like,
their
hazelnut.
You know what place you should try, by the way, if you're ever in the Springfield area, is Monsoon Roasters.
Yeah, that's good. I've been there.
It's
Social Light's
like
good. There's so many.
Yeah.
But Shelburne's close to my house.
Yeah, makes sense.
Their hazelnut is so legit. And today I went and they had their Christmas morning. They only roast it one night one time a year, obviously.
Yeah.
I bought a pound because it was so good, dude. It was like nutty and like it was just good. It was like, oh, I love coffee.
I do too. I'm really thankful TK427 also likes coffee a lot. She's like a coffee schnob. I'm like, yes. What? Come to the dark side of the beans.
I can't drink a ton of caffeine, but I love coffee too. It's hard for me to stay away. I have a coffee almost every day, but I usually
drink a lot of
decaf.
coffee.
Really?
Or we have bougie coffee machine. It lets you select. It has like 5 little bars of caffeine that you want in it, from like full strength to decaf. And so I usually do 2. So I have like just a little bit of caffeine, but not a whole lot. My guess is that it mixes the beans of like regular, and I don't actually know how it works, but
interesting. That's cool.
Yeah.
I love coffee.
I love it too, but like I said, the caffeine
I could drink one right now. I would never sleep, but
I'm drinking a latte right now.
I would love a latte.
Favorite coffee?
Like
for me, it's peppermint mocha. Peppermint and chocolate and coffee.
Yeah, Starbucks peppermint mocha is legit.
Really good.
That's a favorite of TK427 as well. I like
We need a TK427 counter every time he mentions. Just
Like, yeah, dude, we're gonna have to. That's gonna become the that's gonna become the drinking game.
that's
every
no,
time
that's
Nick
the,
mentions.
that's the free card. That's the free square on the bingo card.
Yeah, the
Nick
free
mentions
card.
CK427. No, yeah, I don't know if do you guys like. I don't know. Okay, I just had about 8 thoughts at the same time.
And all of them were going to start with TK427.
I could literally see it. I could see it on
It was
your
like
face.
ding, 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 ding. Reset. New thought. No, okay. What I was trying to say is, do you guys ever first of all, do you know what your love languages are, or what that is?
Yeah.
Like how you express affection, how you like to give affection. One of mine is not the top one, but up there is like acts of service. I like doing shit for somebody. Like opening doors, stupid shit like that. Well, but like making a coffee in the morning. So usually I have to get up to pee anyways get out of bed first.
Well, that's
and
a
usually,
surprise.
It's shocking, right? So like when I get out of when I get out of bed, I'm like, all right, well, I want a fucking coffee, so I want to make myself one. So I usually make TK427 one also, and then bring it to her in bed while she's like fucking around on reels or whatever. And like. That's what made me think of the peppermint mocha, because she's been doing the peppermint mocha Chobani creamer in her latte that I make, because she's got a pretty cool like espresso machine that has the steamer thing. Makes it it's a Nespresso compatible machine from I forgot the name of the company, Breville, I think. Anyways, I don't know how I got on that. I think it was just the peppermint mocha that sent me down that sidebar. But I like doing that. I like making a coffee for somebody else and being like, here you go. Bam! In the morning.
All right.
But anywho.
Meanwhile, back on the ranch.
Quinn also wants to know, what is your favorite comfort meal in the winter? Mine's easy. I can immediately think of it.
Go ahead.
Clam chowder.
I just had clam chowder. What day was that? Tuesday night. I had clam chowder.
Dude, specifically like in the wintertime with a bread bowl, clam chowder, and just sitting by a fire with some clam chowder. And
that's
man,
the best.
Dude, that's so good.
Yeah, I love clam chowder. Obviously New England style, but Marcus?
Atrax.
Yeah.
You were in Boston.
Yeah,
where the clam chowder, and you ordered a mojito when you should have ordered clam chowder. Like, you're going to get the best chowder of your life.
Bro, I'm not trying to get wasted off clam chowder. All right?
But you could have ordered a fucking
that's a
Bud
bad
Light.
night.
You could have ordered a beer.
Well,
I wouldn't drink Bud Light.
Wait, hold on. That's on you, though. You didn't take me anywhere where they had good clam chowder.
That's a good point. We did not do that.
We didn't go
Note to self for Marsh. Oh, yeah. Speaking of that, everybody, we're going to be at PAX East.
We will be at PAX
Thursday,
East.
Friday, Saturday.
All of us have our badges already.
Yeah,
so.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Confirmed.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yes, indeed. PAX East, baby.
Dude, I want to make all 4 days this year. I'm saving up that PTO,
I can't.
bro.
I can't. I'm going Thursday. I'll sleep in the hotel Thursday, Friday, and then I'll take my shit out and put it in the car, and then I'll go all day to PAX on Saturday, and then I'm going to leave. So I'm home on Sunday so I can recoup.
We'll talk about it.
Oh no, I know that's your plan.
The plan. I get it.
What's your favorite comfort food in the winter, Nick?
I was just thinking, I don't really know that I have a specific one like for winter. I like a pot roast a lot, or like a beef short rib kind of deal. I like the fall apart stewy kind of like beef stuff that like sticks to your ribs kind of deal. I like that. Like, I'm thinking of like, what do I like to have waiting, like when I'm coming in from shoveling or like snow blowing and it's fucking 2 feet of snow and terrible and I hate my life. And I'm like, shivering. Probably like a hearty like beef stew kind of meal or something like that. But I also like, my dad makes Thanksgiving soup. I like to reheat, and then like that he freezes that. I like to reheat that too. Or like if I reheat Thanksgiving stuffing, like in like January or February, that was obviously frozen from Thanksgiving. That's also pretty epic. But
mine is meatloaf and beef stew.
Yeah, I'm a
That was
big
great.
beef guy over
Yeah.
chicken or pork.
I like it all, but like there's something about like beef stew, like my beef stew, it simmers in a pot. I don't do it in a crock pot. It simmers in a pot all day long. And it's something
Like
about your
stovetop
house. Yeah, stovetop, like a big stock pot.
Yeah.
And that's how I just do it. But there's something about when something's simmering all day, it just like warms your house. But just like a meatloaf or like a turkey where like it's roasting or baking
day.
for like an hour or 2 hours, and your whole house just gets warm because food is cooking. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That to me is like, it doesn't even have to be a meal in the winter. It could be fall or on just a chilly spring day.
Yeah.
Like when it's like you have that little chill, you cook in your oven and like, or in a crock pot, whatever. And it just is like, it was just in that smell because your house just smells amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite is like when Carrie is like cooking and she throws the bacon in the oven in the morning. And it's like 7:30 and that's how or 6:30 in the morning I wake up and there's bacon smell and you're like, oh, breakfast is gonna be good.
Yep. Doesn't matter what else is going on. You've made
For me-
bacon. It's fucking fantastic.
What always gets me out of the room is when the onions go in. Like
Oh, yeah.
caramelizing onions, all of that stuff. Oh, dude, that pulls me right out. I can immediately just smell it across the house. And I'm way in the back of the house too. I can just smell it throughout the whole house. And dude, those caramelizing onions.
I love
smells good.
caramelized onions.
I'm gonna double up on Quinn because he's like, if you were to make a soup, would you prefer to do it in a slow cooker or a stovetop?
I think it comes out better if you do it on the stovetop.
Yeah.
Like I think, but it, like convenience wise, slow cooker's better. Like for convenience, but I think end quality product is stovetop.
So
And you got to make your own stock too. Like take like a rotisserie chicken like carcass and throw it in there and like make the stock from that for real. Don't you like? And you can supplement with like the bouillon cubes or whatever if you need to. But
asking
my
me
thoughts.
about making soup is like asking Marcus about beating a end game Dark Souls 3 boss. Because I've never done it, and anything I've done related to cooking is literally just throwing stuff in the air fryer. So I don't know if I'm the one to ask, but everybody that I've seen make soup, like my grandparents and my mom and everybody, they all do it on the stovetop. So I'm going to go with them and my fellow hosts and say stovetop.
Carrie does a chicken noodle soup in the crock pot or slow cooker, and it actually comes out better in that than it does on the stove.
Yeah, no. Taylor's made some really great soups in a crock pot also, like because you could just like set it and forget it kind of deal. Yeah, you
It's
can
a drink,
do it where it
everyone.
comes. But yeah, sorry.
But the
It can be done. I'm just saying. I think like if you're trying to make the same product, one to the other, like I think at least I know how to make a really good soup on a stovetop, so I'd pick that. But
I will say one of my most memorable soups, not necessarily the best, but one of the most memorable soups I remember having was when we were camping and it was done over a campfire.
ooh, okay.
And that was some legit, because you had like the smoky flavor just a little bit, and
Oh yeah.
it was like, I think it was ham and sausage and beans and like all that stuff, just a campfire soup. But that was one of the most flavorful. So I don't know, maybe I ought to throw campfire in there too. So I think campfire could definitely add some great flavor.
I agree. Yeah, a slightly smoky like chicken noodle soup or something sounds fucking fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Rayu asks, New World ? No.
I'm not opposed, but yeah.
Also, how do you say
Meilung.
Meilung?
Or
Mal asks, what is Atrax's opinion on where Arena.net has gone with the game and where it stands now?
So talking about Guild Wars 2, I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure. Like, I don't have the best experience with it because I came into the game only a couple of years ago. The person that would be a really good person to ask would be Ripsick. We had him on the show, I think episode 210.
Yep,
sure.
But anyway, from my perspective, I think it's going great. So they added accessibility for new players, but they also added stuff for a lot of the veteran players as well, adding on to like what they have, you know?
Yeah.
All
Hold
of that
on.
good stuff. Yeah.
Hold on. Brune just rated us with 104 people.
Oh,
Brune.
snap!
Brune, what is
Welcome
up?
in, everybody.
Welcome, Brune's community.
Yeah, Luckstruck, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the Nerds community. You are awesome. High five.
Holy cannoli.
Woo,
Rage, Neo, Gizmo, Flaming Sarge, Adorable Ace. Hello, Rip Flawless. Tori, hello. The Steve O'Lan, thanks for the follow. Guys, we're recording our podcast called Working Class Nerds. I don't know the episode number. Can I get Jamie to look up the episode Brune was on?
Episode
Brune.
185.
Boom!
Wow. Boom.
Brune was on the podcast, episode 185. That was a little while ago. And it was awesome. But thank you for the
linking it in
raid.
chat now.
Yep, thank you. Oh, yeah, there it is. There's the link to the Brune episode. It's awesome. Brune is super wholesome, as you guys know, because you guys hang out with them. It's amazing. I stream Tuesdays, Saturdays, and Sunday nights. Atrax streams Friday nights.
That's me.
Yeah, you guys, much love, dude. You're the best, man.
Brune,
you guys should
are
really
awesome.
listen to that podcast with Brune. We're on YouTube as well. They're just a placeholder, so you can find it on all the podcast stuff plus YouTube.
Yeah.
You know, you should really listen to the Brune episode. That was actually amazing.
Episode 185
And he's
of
all the way on the other side of the world.
Working Class Nerds.
So at the end of every show, we do a working class questions. It's basically an AMA for our show, and we're just going through that. Usually we don't read chat, but I just happened to see this, and we wanted to make sure we say hi.
Yeah, huge raid. Thank you.
So what I was saying, Atrax, about Guild Wars is I listened to the MMO. The MMO podcast. I forget. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank here. Massively OP podcast. And Bree, one of the hosts, is a big Guild Wars fan. Basically, she said that it's in a good place, and this is the way it always happens. They came out of nowhere and announced an expansion when people thought the game was dying. And it just shows that this game is really popular. But you're in a content lull because they just came out with the expansion.
Yeah.
But if a company isn't going to put a real expansion out if the game isn't doing well.
Yeah. And it's also I believe it's their fourth expansion in 10 years or something like that. So they're still going strong. And again, what they've expanded on, at least in my opinion, again, I've come in right before the third expansion. So maybe other players who are a lot more involved in the scene have a different opinion or know more than I do, which is understandable. But from just seeing it from the third to the fourth expansion, what they're adding is actual content, and they're expanding on what they have, and they're improving on what they have, which what they have is already really good. Like they could just add more to what they have, just new areas, and people would be happy. But they're expanding on their mount system, which is great. They added a mount system, which apparently isn't a new, or apparently is a recent thing. I believe the second expansion had that as opposed to the first one. So it's just kind of, they're expanding in a good way, and I think the trajectory is good if they just keep on, and maybe it's few and far between, but what they do release is good. So I think the company's doing a great job.
Yeah, I like the model of Guild Wars where you buy the expansion and there's no sub, but there's a big cash shop and there's a lot of things you can buy. You can't get in the game, but you have to buy it. But that's how they make their income. They make really sweet mounts, and hey, you want this mount, you got to buy it.
Yeah,
and I'm okay with that because you're not charging me $15 a month to play the game.
Right. And all that stuff is also purely cosmetic. Any game advantage is earned through playing the game. It's not earned by buying something. It's, I don't know. even PvP. You can join PvP at level 10 because the way they've done PvP is it's completely separate from the rest of the game.
Right.
So level 10, you hop in and you level your PvP, or you just edit your PvP character. I think it's It's really well done. Shout out to Guild Wars 2. Go check out Guild Wars 2. Is one of our game of the months.
Hell yeah. Hey guys, do you hear a knocking on the door?
What are you guys talking about in here?
Find out next episode of
Working Class Nerds.